Have you ever made your own ring? My recommendation for your very first ring is to make this ring. This is a wire wrap red agate ring. It's so cute and it's pretty easy to make, and you can make it with almost any size round beads. So first, to make this ring, you'll need flush cutters, a ring mandrel, nylon pliers, 0.8 millimeter wires, also known as 20 gauge, and some chain nose pliers, and of course your beads. You start off by cutting approximately 1 feet of wire. Next, you'll take your nylon plier and run it across the wire to straighten it out and get rid of any wrinkles. Then you take your bead, in my case the 8 millimeter red agate beads, and then thread it onto your wire and put it approximately in the middle so that it's in the middle of the ring. Next, go ahead and grab your ring mandrel and put it about a half size above the size you want. In this case, I am making a size 8, so I'm going to put it at around a half size up, so it'll be 8.5. After we wrap it, it's going to size down a bit because of the wrapping. Go ahead and take the right side of the wire and wrap it around the back and towards the front, and do the same thing on the opposite side and wrap it around the back and towards the front. You're going to want to squeeze the wire a little bit on the side of the bead to tighten it up, and you want to pull tightly here so that it's snug around the ring mandrel. It should look a little bit like this. See how I'm pulling onto the wire? At this point, I like to leave the ring on the mandrel because I like it to stay taut and snug. So I begin to wrap the wires clockwise, and as you can see, I'm taking the top wires and wrapping it around the bead. I'm making sure that it's snug and fits and hugs the bead. And as I'm wrapping, I make sure that the wire that I'm wrapping goes above the wire that I'm not wrapping. So if I take the top one and go down, it's going to be above the bottom wires that is already there. And if the bottom wire is going up, it's going to be above the wire that it's moving towards, as you can see. So it's not twisting, it's layering, it's going clockwise, and it's going snug around the bead. And see how I use my finger to constantly rub around it. And then I take it off the mandrel, and you see how it looks neat. And this is where you need to hold onto the bead from the bottom and the top to keep it snug, and make sure that you're also pitching the wire that is hugging the bead to make sure that it keeps its shape. Now we are gonna start securing these wires to the ring, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna want to push the body of the wire through the loop of the ring. You don't want to use the tip and pull it through. It goes much more naturally when you push the body in. So you push the body in and then you pull it through. And during this part, you just kind of want to make sure that you're holding those wires around the beads snug, so that way so it doesn't move. And you do one side. This is what I like to do. I like to do one side first with just one loop, and then I do the other side and I push it through. Push the body through, and you want to make sure that the ring shape stays intact. So if you need to, you can use your middle finger to hold the bottom of the ring. So you have your thumb and your index finger holding the bead and the wire, and then you have your middle finger supporting it. At this point, before I fully secure it, I put it back on the ring mandrel to make sure that its shape is held up. Then I take it off the mandrel so that I can wrap it around 3 times. Again, I'm using my fingers to support the ring. And then I am going to take the wires and push the body in. So here I am making sure that that wire is still taut around the bead. I'm using my thumb and my index finger to secure it, and my middle finger to support the band. And see, I am pushing it through using the body and pulling it through and pulling it tight and making sure each wrap is snug around the band. The same thing, turn it around, have your thumb and your index finger holding onto the bead and the wire, not just the bead and the wire, so that way it doesn't move when you pull it, and put your middle finger on the band and then push it through. This way your ring stays secure as you're wrapping it. So go ahead and do it 3 times like I'm doing here. You see my fingers are supporting the ring the entire time. Next, I like to put it back on the ring mandrel, and I will pull it all the way down to the size I want and a little bit more, because it's usually pretty tight at that size, and I like to pull it down a little bit more past the size, so like size 8.25. This way, when you drop it, it'll just fall comfortably to a size 8. Otherwise, it's going to be really snug on someone who's exactly a size 8. Then you're going to cut off the extra wire, because now you're at the size you want and you don't need those extra wires anymore. Make sure to use the flat end to cut it, and then take your chain nose pliers and you want to squeeze in the ends of the wire so that it's flush against the band, and you don't want it sticking out so it doesn't hurt anyone. Next, I take the same pliers to squeeze in the wrap so that they're snug and polished and neat looking, and then I use it to pretty much secure it around the band neatly. And then that's it. We finished this ring. If you like this tutorial, please share and click like. Thank you. Bye.